Hi, this is very good, very practical. I like it and use it daily in my workshop. In the rest of the video I will talk about details and specifics and pros and cons and everything so that you can make an informed decision. And let's start with what it is. It's a workshop light that works on batteries. It's made by Bosch and it is their business or pro professional line, but the 12 or 10 volt battery set. The 10 and 12 volt batteries are basically the same. I made a video discussing battery voltages and things, explaining why that is, so I'll put a link to that video in this video's description and maybe make it pop up in your top right hand corner if I don't forget when I upload this. So it works on rechargeable batteries, so if you run out of batteries you can replace it, but this runs for hours on relatively small 2 ampere hour batteries. I will put all the technical details, how many hours of runtime per 1 ampere hour of battery capacity it can run. I don't remember that right now, but the amount of light is, let's first show this. It has this like a spring loaded so that you can attach it anywhere, and these are magnets so you can attach it with a magnet and make it work for you as you prefer. It can also be mounted like this, pretty stable, or use this to keep it working, but if you tip it like this, it will not hold, so this is the best you can do in that setup. So there are several. There is also a small hook here. You can also use that for things like that, and it can also take larger batteries. This is 4 ampere hours battery, so here it is. But with a larger battery it becomes more easy to tip over, of course, on that side, but it will still hold with the magnet, no problems. So you can work with it, and it can last for a very long time with a relatively small battery, as I said. So I hardly ever need to recharge the battery, and it's my go-to light for the workshop, because it lets me, when I'm working on something and I need a light, I can mount it anywhere and just have it give me light and turn it on and turn it off with just one press of a button. And I can also use it as a flashlight in my hand when I'm working on something, and in practice it's a lot better than I expected. I was expecting this light to be too strong for working, looking at things closely, but all I need to do, even if it's a huge amount of light, like something very pale with a lot of reflection, I just put it a bit further away and it gives me a nice light of all the area that I need to look at, a lot better than a direct small flashlight that's more concentrated. So in practice it's better. It has about 300 lumens, if memory serves me, or 330. This is the model GLI 12V-330. I'll probably name the video as the model is named, so you'll know it. And it has that amount of light, and it's not too much for close working, but it's still not too small when I need to go in the dark and mount it somewhere to shed some light onto what I'm working on. It's more than enough. It works okay. And the setup they made, you turn it on, and then if you want to have the amount of light reduced to about 180 lumens, almost one half, just a bit over one half, then you hold this pressed for a few seconds and then it changes. You saw that. So you turn it on and you hold this for 2 seconds and it decreases the amount of light. Then I can hold it for 2 seconds and it goes back to that higher mode. But whenever you turn it on, it works on that higher light output mode. And for me that was a bit counterintuitive. I thought, hey, that's not very practical. I wanted to start working with smaller intensity and then I will keep this for 2 seconds to give me more light. But in practice it turned out that this amount of light is what most of the time is convenient for me, and I hardly ever use this smaller amount of light. I usually just put this a bit further away and it's enough without being too much. So they have this extra option to give you more runtime and a bit reduced light, but it's not something that I use very often. So I think in hindsight, it was a very good decision by designers to make that stronger light be the default setting. I will make a separate video about a more powerful light that uses 18-volt batteries, and that light is also designed to start with, in that case, the smallest setting of about 300 lumens. So it turns out that that amount of light is optimal for me for default. So that's how it is. And again, since I bought this, I've been using it daily in the workshop as my main flashlight, and whenever I need something to work on, it now lives on my work stand held with a magnet, and it's always at hand. So I like it, it's practical, and I would buy it again. I would recommend it. The price is, I think, over $50 and below $100, but I would need to check that. I buy most of the stuff at a discount. I am poor and I don't do things that I consider to be not worth my time. And so chasing money is not one of my priorities. And so when it comes to buying things, I usually look for deep discounts and I can wait. So the price that I paid for it is smaller, and most of the tools that I buy, I try to buy them at discount prices. But in hindsight, having seen how much I use it and how good it is, if it got stolen or something like that, I would be looking to replace it. I would buy it again. I would recommend it, and that's the whole video. Hope it helps you make a decision for you. The downsides are only the downsides made by these batteries. You don't have an easy way to tell how much juice you have in your battery. So if you don't have any tools that use these batteries, so you can insert them and see the quick display of how much charge they have. That's the only downside that I have compared to tools that use Bosch's 18-volt batteries and some bigger lights that use those batteries, because those batteries have an option to show you how much juice you have. So if Bosch wanted to improve this, and if it didn't cost a lot extra and cause a lot more weight or bulkiness or reduced reliability, because every extra feature complicates things and does to a degree reduce reliability. That's my only complaint, that I don't have a battery capacity display here. I do have an easy way around it because I have some Bosch tools that use these batteries, so I can just insert the battery there, see, and I try to rotate batteries so to charge them and use them and recharge them and so on. Ideally from 20 to 80%. I have video about batteries and maybe in some articles, so I won't bother you with that. But anyway, that's if I not if I had to, I don't have to, but I want to make that note. So if anyone from Bosch company manages to see this video and thinks it's a good idea, there I've put it out. So thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions, please use the BikeGremlin.net forum, and if you want to support my work with some of your time, then you can go to patreon.com/BikeGremlin and set aside the amount of time per month that you can and wish to set aside to help my work. And that's it. That's the whole video. Cheers. See you in some other video.